Archangel Michael says, I command you to open this right now. Pause. Let that sink in. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Because something is about to happen. Something powerful. Something so extraordinary that your spirit will recognize it instantly. Tonight at 11:25 p.m., the veil between the spiritual realm and your physical world will thin. Your home, your sanctuary, your space of rest and refuge, is about to be touched by heaven itself. You might feel nothing at first. A subtle warmth on your chest. A sudden calm in the air. Or maybe, a sense of anticipation, like the world has paused just for you. This isn't coincidence. You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. God has been trying to get your attention. Maybe you felt a tug on your heart, a whisper of curiosity. A quiet insistence telling you, you need to pay attention. Something is coming. Tonight, heaven is sending a message. A visitation. A breakthrough. A shift that could change the course of your life forever. Archangel Michael is the commander of the heavenly armies. He's the protector of souls, the defender of the faithful, the warrior of light. And tonight, he has been dispatched to your home, by God himself. To reclaim your peace, your protection, and your destiny. Heaven has been watching you. Every struggle, every sleepless night, every moment you questioned your path, they have been recorded in the spiritual realm. Every prayer you whispered, even the ones you didn't think anyone heard, heaven heard. And now, it's time. At 11:25 p.m., something extraordinary will unfold. The atmosphere in your home will change. The energy around you will shift. A divine presence will make itself known. But there's one warning, God himself says. I'm begging you, do not ignore this. Ignore it, and the opportunity might pass. Open yourself fully, and you will experience a holy encounter that could transform your life. So before we continue, take a moment. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. And silently say, God, I am ready. I am open. I receive your presence. Tonight is not just another night. It's a night of divine visitation. A night of angelic intervention. A night where the commander of heaven stands ready to fight for you, protect you, and bless you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Stay with me. Watch closely. And let your spirit open, because Archangel Michael has arrived. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and type Amen in the comments to declare your faith. Archangel Michael speaks with authority that pierces through the noise of the world. His voice is not like any other sound you've ever heard, it is not made of words alone but of power, truth, and divine light. When he says, I command you to open this right now, it's not simply a call to watch, but a summons from heaven itself. Something beyond your understanding is about to unfold, and heaven is making sure you do not miss it. You see, the realm of angels moves according to divine timing. Nothing happens by coincidence. The moment you heard these words, a spiritual gate opened, one that connects your world with the unseen world above. Archangel Michael has been sent to you because there are things in your life that heaven has declared must no longer continue. He says, enough. The delay ends tonight. For far too long, you have been under pressure you couldn't explain, strange exhaustion, emotional heaviness, a cloud of worry that followed you from sunrise to sunset. You felt drained for no clear reason. You tried praying, you tried staying strong, but the peace wouldn't stay. It wasn't that God wasn't listening, it was that a war was taking place over your breakthrough. Behind the scenes, spiritual battles have been raging. The forces of light and darkness have been contending over your peace, your purpose, and your future. But what you didn't see was this: while you were sleeping, angels were standing guard. While you were questioning your strength, Michael was unsheathing his sword. While you were wondering if your prayers mattered, heaven was already forming a divine strategy to secure your victory. And now, the order has been released. Heaven's highest warrior has stepped forward. Tonight, at 11:25 p.m., your atmosphere will shift. Michael's command is not to frighten you, it is to awaken you. It is the sound of a spiritual alarm clock, ringing in your soul, saying, "Wake up. Something holy is about to enter your home." This message isn't for curiosity, it's for alignment. When you open your spirit to receive, you allow the energy of heaven to flow freely through your space. That's why the command is not just, "Listen," it's open. Open your heart. Open your faith. Open your awareness to what's moving unseen. The angels of God are precise. They know where you are, what you've endured, and exactly what you need. Nothing about your pain has been wasted. Every tear you've shed has been gathered like water for the seed that's about to grow. Tonight marks a spiritual reset, a cleansing of everything that's been blocking your blessings, your joy, and your divine clarity. Archangel Michael says, "I have been assigned to you because you have reached the point of divine turning. The energy of struggle is being replaced by the energy of restoration. The sound of warfare is being silenced by the voice of peace." At this very moment, angels are positioning themselves around your home, not as distant beings, but as glowing presences standing watch over your space. They are aligning the spiritual frequency of your home with heaven's vibration of light and safety. So if you feel chills, warmth, or a sudden stillness around you, do not be afraid. That is confirmation that the command has been received in the spirit. You are not imagining things, you are being visited. The reason Archangel Michael's words carry such urgency is because this is a limited divine moment, an appointed time when God Himself opens the heavens over you. Every once in a while, God interrupts the ordinary flow of time to perform something extraordinary. Tonight is one of those moments. The same God who shut the mouths of lions and parted seas is sending His warrior to shut the mouths of your enemies, both visible and invisible. The same power that defended prophets is now defending your peace. You might be thinking, but why me? Because your name has been written in heaven's plan. You may have felt forgotten, but God says, "I have not overlooked you, I have been preparing you." Michael's command is an invitation to prepare yourself, not out of fear, but with expectancy. Expect something to move. Expect something to break. Expect the light of God to enter places where darkness once hid. As the evening approaches, the spiritual atmosphere will begin to adjust. Some may notice unusual calmness, an inner knowing, or even divine restlessness, the kind that draws your attention to heaven. This is not imagination, it's the spiritual world aligning with your awareness. Archangel Michael's sword of light cuts through spiritual fog and confusion. Every lie spoken over your destiny begins to dissolve. Every hidden trap of delay and disappointment begins to crumble. Where there was uncertainty, there will be clarity. Where there was heaviness, there will be peace. Where there was doubt, there will be divine confidence. The warrior of heaven declares over you now. The walls that surrounded your breakthrough are coming down. The resistance you faced has expired. The battle has been won in the spirit. Now the victory will manifest in your reality. Show your support by hitting like, sharing this with others, subscribing for more angelic guidance, and writing Amen below if you receive this blessing. So listen closely, when the clock reaches 11:25 p.m., heaven will not only visit your home, it will establish a covenant of protection. Every room will be sealed in light. Every corner will be filled with peace. You may notice your heart racing or your emotions stirring, that's your soul recognizing the presence of divine power. The same presence that comforted prophets, guided saints, and delivered the faithful is now near you. And this is just the beginning. Archangel Michael's command is only the first step in a much larger divine operation, a holy cleansing, a renewal, and an anointing of your entire space. Heaven is saying, prepare the way. The King's army is entering your home. Your part is simple, stay open, stay reverent, stay ready. Because this first command is not just for tonight, it is the gateway to everything that comes next. The atmosphere is shifting, the angels are moving, and your new season has already begun. When heaven speaks of a divine hour, it is never symbolic alone, it is spiritual precision. 11:25 p.m. is not just a time on your clock, it's a portal of alignment, a sacred moment when heaven synchronizes with earth to release what has been held back. This hour has been chosen deliberately. Because at 11:25 p.m., something in the unseen realm opens. The veil between this world and the next thins just enough for you to feel heaven's breath on your spirit. Angels begin to descend, not in thunder or fire, but in peace, a still, powerful calm that moves through your walls, your air, and your heart. Archangel Michael says, this hour carries the vibration of alignment, protection, and restoration. It is the moment when God steps into the quiet of your home and whispers, I am here. You may notice the atmosphere changing before the clock even strikes. The lights in your room may feel softer. The air may feel warmer or lighter. Or maybe there will be a silence that feels alive, as if time itself has paused to make room for something holy. Do not dismiss these signs. They are not coincidences. They are confirmations that heaven is active in your space. For too long, the energy around you has been dense, weighed down by worry, unspoken pain, and invisible interference. Every home carries spiritual residue, fragments of old arguments, heavy emotions, the memories of grief, and the echoes of anxiety. But tonight, at 11:25 p.m., the cleansing begins. Archangel Michael and his legion of light are not coming to visit, they are coming to purify. They will sweep through the unseen spaces, every corner, every shadow, every vibration that does not belong to God. You may not see them, but you might sense movement, a soft flutter in the air, a sudden breeze with no open window, or a warmth that radiates from nowhere. That is heaven at work. Michael commands his angels. Seal this home with divine fire. Replace every lingering fear with faith. Restore peace where chaos has dwelt. As they move, a sacred order is established. Every object in your home that carries spiritual weight begins to lighten. Every wall that has absorbed the echoes of pain begins to vibrate with the frequency of peace. Even your bed, the place where you rest, will feel different. You will sleep under divine watch, guarded by light that never flickers. God is saying, I am reclaiming your dwelling. I am turning it into a sanctuary of light. Every worry that used to sit in the corners of your mind will now bow before my presence. The hour of 11:25 is heaven's declaration that you are not alone anymore. It's the moment where the invisible guardians step into the visible reality. And this is what happens spiritually when the angelic hour strikes. The vibration of heaven touches earth. Your spirit, weary from months or even years of uncertainty, begins to realign. Old, stagnant energies start to lift. You may find yourself breathing deeper, as if the air has more life in it. You may feel tears forming without sadness, because your soul recognizes release. These are the signs that you are standing in sacred time. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so more hearts can be touched, and leave an amen in the comments as a testimony of your faith. Archangel Michael says, when you feel the stillness, do not rush. Sit with it. That silence is alive with God's presence. That peace is the echo of heaven in your room. During this hour, heaven doesn't need noise or ritual, it needs awareness. Simply being still, simply whispering, thank you, opens the gateway wider. At that moment, every prayer you've spoken begins to vibrate through the air again, but this time, with new power. Prayers that once felt unanswered are now being delivered with divine urgency. Some may even dream tonight, vivid, luminous dreams filled with symbols of light, wings, fire, or water. Those are messages. Heaven will speak through the language of your spirit, confirming what you already know: God has entered your home. There is a reason Archangel Michael's presence feels both comforting and commanding. He represents authority, the kind that restores order to spiritual chaos. When he arrives, confusion must flee. When he speaks, disorder is corrected. When his sword gleams, truth pierces every hidden lie that has surrounded your life. He does not enter quietly because your soul needs to awaken. He does not come to destroy, but to defend. And tonight, he is defending your home, your family, and your destiny. At 11:25 p.m., he raises his sword of light over your dwelling and declares, "This home belongs to God." Every shadow is cast out. Every dark whisper is silenced. Every blessing that was delayed is released. And God says, "My presence shall fill this place. You will no longer walk in fear of what you cannot see, for I have set my angels around you." Like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with divine messages, and comment, Amen, to join in agreement with this word from heaven. Imagine, just for a moment, the spiritual view of your home from heaven's perspective. Golden light spreading through every room. Wings unfolding at your doorway. The sound of heaven's current flowing through your walls, clearing, blessing, and sealing. The angels form a circle of light, enclosing your home in divine energy. Inside that circle, no harm can enter. No darkness can dwell. This is the mystery of 11:25 p.m., the hour of angelic activation. It is not about fear. It is about alignment. It is about your spirit remembering its connection to the divine realm that has been with you since birth. Archangel Michael's final instruction for this hour is simple. Be aware. Be still. Be open. Do not fill the moment with noise or distraction. At that sacred minute, stop whatever you are doing. Close your eyes and whisper, "God, I welcome you." That small, humble prayer is all heaven needs to release an outpouring of peace over your home. And when it happens, when the air grows calm, when the peace washes over you, when you feel the weight you didn't know you carried lift. Remember this, you are standing in the center of a heavenly visitation. It's not imagination. It's not coincidence. It's divine reality. For in that single moment, 11:25 p.m., heaven and earth meet. And God's promise comes alive in your home. When Archangel Michael steps forward in the Spirit, it is never without purpose. His presence announces that something long hidden is about to come to light. He says, "You have asked why doors closed, why prayers felt unanswered, why peace seemed far away." The answer begins now. The divine revealing is not a single flash of knowledge, it is a slow, luminous unfolding. Imagine a curtain being drawn back after years of darkness. What was shadowed begins to glimmer with meaning. The things you once called loss are renamed preparation. The detours you feared were delays reveal themselves as routes of protection. For months, perhaps years, you have carried unanswered questions in your chest. Why did they walk away? Why did that opportunity fall apart? Why was I forced to start over? Michael explains, because heaven was rearranging the battlefield. The strategy of God is never chaos. What looked like silence was divine orchestration. The pieces of your life were being shifted into alignment with a promise larger than you imagined. Heaven is precise. It allows nothing meaningless to remain in your path. Every disappointment became a disguised door. Every ending created the emptiness necessary for new breath to enter. Tonight, that design is revealed. At the divine hour, the veil of confusion begins to lift. Thoughts that used to tangle in worry begin to unwind. A sudden sense of understanding flows through your mind, not loud, but clear. You will realize that God never abandoned you, He was writing your deliverance in invisible ink. Michael continues. Your spirit has been in training for this moment. The fire you endured was refinement, not punishment. The isolation you felt was incubation for purpose. Every closed door prepared the ground for the right one to open. Heaven's revealing is always gentle. It will not overwhelm you, it will awaken you. You might recall old memories tonight, not to grieve them, but to see them through heaven's lens. You will notice how every heartbreak carved space for compassion, how every mistake birthed wisdom, how every delay protected timing. This realization is healing. When understanding descends, the bitterness dissolves. You will find yourself saying, "Now I see it, Lord. You were saving me, not denying me." During this revealing, you may feel warmth around your head or a pressure between your eyebrows. That is your spiritual perception opening. The angelic light adjusts your inner vision so that you can recognize truth instead of illusion. Michael says, "No more confusion. No more self-blame. You will see your path as heaven sees it, straight, purposeful, unstoppable." As this clarity expands, another layer unfolds, the revealing of identity. For too long, you have defined yourself by what happened to you. Heaven now defines you by what lives within you. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are a carrier of divine assignment. The trials you faced were never random attacks, they were proofs of potential. The heavier the resistance, the higher the calling. The deeper the pain, the greater the anointing that follows. God says, "I did not allow you to break, I allowed you to bend until you became unshakable." At this point in the night, some will sense movement in the room, a light breeze, a faint hum, perhaps even a shimmer of energy. These are not tricks of the mind. They are indicators that the revealing has entered its next phase, activation. Heaven does not expose truth without empowering it. When revelation comes, it releases force, the strength to live out what you have now understood. You may feel sudden courage where fear used to sit. Ideas will appear in your mind, solutions you never considered before. People who need to reconnect will cross your thoughts, forgive them. Doors you gave up on will come back into view, knock again. This is how heaven restores momentum. Revelation without action is incomplete, revelation with obedience becomes miracle. Michael's sword gleams brighter. He touches it to the ground of your life and proclaims, "Let what was hidden now be seen. Let what was delayed now proceed. Let what was bound now move freely." At that declaration, unseen restraints begin to snap. Spiritual contracts of limitation dissolve. The heaviness that sat on your shoulders like armor you never asked for begins to slide away. You may exhale deeply or even cry, that is the sound of release. God whispers, "You do not need to fight every battle alone anymore. I have taken command." Heaven is shifting you from striving to surrender, from confusion to clarity, from fear to faith. The revealing also exposes the enemy's tactics, those subtle voices that whispered you were behind, unworthy, or forgotten. Tonight, those voices lose volume. Their script is revealed for what it always was, illusion. You will notice that as you recognize the lie, its power fades. When light enters, shadow disappears not by struggle but by presence. That is the authority of divine truth. Michael says, "Stand in the light of understanding. Speak what you now know, I am chosen. I am protected. I am progressing." These declarations are not wishful thinking, they are alignment statements. They tune your vibration to heaven's frequency, ensuring that what God reveals becomes permanent reality. As the hour continues, a wave of peace will cover you. It feels like quiet confidence, not excitement but certainty. The divine revealing ends not with spectacle but with stillness, the stillness that comes when a question finally receives its answer. You will feel lighter, but not empty. You will feel full, but not overwhelmed. That is the signature of Archangel Michael's work, clarity with calm. And God concludes, "Now that you see, you will move differently. You will no longer chase what I never meant for you. You will no longer fear what cannot touch you. You will walk in the rhythm of revelation, and everything you touch will align with my will." This is the essence of the divine revealing, the moment heaven lets you see your life as it truly is, woven, protected, destined. When the awareness settles, whisper softly, "Thank you for showing me." That gratitude seals the revelation into your spirit. It tells heaven you received the message completely. And as you rest tonight, know that the process is not finished. What has been revealed will continue to unfold over the coming days. Synchronicities will appear, confirming what you heard in your heart. The right words, the right people, the right opportunities will find you effortlessly. The divine revealing is not the end of your story, it is the turning of a page. The next chapter begins now, written not by fear or confusion, but by light. There are battles you've seen, and then there are the ones you never even knew existed. Archangel Michael says, "If you only knew how many times I have stood between you and what was meant to destroy you, you would never again doubt the power of divine protection." Behind every peaceful moment you've lived, there were unseen wars in motion. While you were sleeping, heaven was awake. While you were crying, angels were surrounding your home like silent sentinels. While you were wondering if anyone cared, the King of Glory was commanding his armies on your behalf. Michael stands at the forefront of these spiritual conflicts. His sword glows with a brilliance that no darkness can imitate. When the enemy plots in secret, heaven listens in. When the adversary forms a weapon, Michael is already stationed at the gate, ensuring that it never reaches you. You felt it, those strange waves of heaviness that appear out of nowhere. The sudden tension before an important moment. The fatigue that tries to drain you right before breakthrough. Those are signs of unseen resistance, spiritual attempts to block destiny. But God never lets the enemy strike unseen. Every attack that was planned behind your back, heaven intercepted before it could unfold. There were assignments meant to confuse you, drain your energy, and destroy your peace, but Michael intercepted the message, tore it apart, and replaced it with divine light. He whispers now, "The reason you're still standing is because we fought for you while you were unaware. You were not abandoned, you were defended. This battle behind your back wasn't about your weakness, it was about your potential. The enemy saw your calling long before you recognized it. He saw what God placed within you and panicked. He saw your influence, your light, your divine purpose, and tried to cut it off at the root. But he underestimated who stands beside you." Michael says, "The enemy's fear of your future is the reason for your past warfare. Every attack was confirmation that you are chosen. The delays, the betrayals, the misunderstandings, they were not proof of failure, they were proof that heaven's army had been mobilized around you. Each obstacle became an opportunity for heaven to reveal its strength through you. Picture this: you are walking down a dark road, unaware that shadows have gathered behind you. They whisper, they conspire, they move closer. But before they can reach you, a blinding light splits the sky. Michael descends, swift, fierce, radiant. His sword strikes the ground, and the entire atmosphere trembles. The darkness recoils, unable to stand in the brilliance of his command. That is what happens every time you pray, every time you worship, every time you choose faith instead of fear. You activate heaven's defense system. Your faith summons forces far greater than anything the enemy can devise. The battle behind your back has been intense, but victory is assured. Michael reveals, the enemy hoped to exhaust you into silence, but heaven used the resistance to sharpen your discernment. You are now able to sense energy, detect deception, and recognize truth instantly. Every storm trained you to listen better. Every setback taught you resilience. Every heartbreak taught you to rely on the unshakable love of God. And now you are not the same person you were when the battle began. You have matured spiritually. You have developed holy authority. You have earned your armor through perseverance. But the angel also warns, do not romanticize the warfare. Do not glorify the struggle. Learn from it and move on. You are not meant to dwell in survival mode forever. You are meant to reign in peace. Many people stay stuck fighting shadows that no longer exist. But Michael says your battle season is closing. The final strike has already been delivered. What remains is for you to walk in the victory that heaven already secured. When the angels fought on your behalf, they didn't just protect your physical safety, they guarded your destiny timeline. There are blessings that have been preserved for this exact hour. The enemy tried to hide them behind confusion and delay, but heaven has retrieved them. You will soon begin to see divine restoration, opportunities resurfacing, relationships being healed, finances stabilizing, dreams rekindling. Michael declares, what was stolen in the shadows will now be returned in the light. You might wonder, why did I have to go through all that if heaven was protecting me? Because protection doesn't mean exemption, it means transformation. God allowed you to feel the heat of the battle so you could understand your own strength. He let you see the edge of despair so you could discover the depth of His mercy. He permitted certain losses so your victories would never be built on pride. The enemy thought the attacks would break you, but they broke open your spiritual awareness instead. Now you see the world differently. You recognize divine timing. You listen for the subtle whispers of guidance. You walk with authority. And as you listen to this message tonight, Archangel Michael stands again at your side, his presence strong, unmistakable, commanding. He raises his sword not in warning, but in completion. He says, the battle is finished. You are free to move forward. You no longer owe attention to what once tried to destroy you. That means no more replaying the pain, no more explaining your worth to people who never saw it, no more apologizing for surviving. Heaven fought for you. Heaven won for you. Now heaven commissions you to live boldly. At this moment, breathe deeply. Feel the peace that comes when the war within and around you finally settles. The air feels lighter because spiritual heaviness has lifted. The space around you feels cleaner because angelic energy has purified it. What once oppressed you now bows before you. Michael smiles, a rare, radiant expression of divine triumph, and says, from this night forward, you will sense when battles begin, and you will stop them before they start. You are now equipped, enlightened, and empowered. That is the legacy of the battle behind your back. It wasn't to destroy you, it was to make you undefeatable. And as you stand in that awareness, God's voice whispers gently through the silence, be still, my child. The war is over. Step into the promise I've been preparing for you. Tonight is not just any night. Tonight carries a weight and a purpose that surpasses ordinary time. God Himself has appointed this hour for a divine visitation, a moment where heaven intersects with your reality and pours out blessings, protection, and revelation. Archangel Michael stands at the forefront, ready to lead the angels into your home, your heart, and your life. For many, this visitation may seem subtle at first. You may notice a sudden calm, a quieting of anxiety, or even a strange warmth that passes over you without explanation. Perhaps you will feel a gentle pressure in your chest or a tingling along your spine. These sensations are not coincidental, they are spiritual markers, the fingerprints of heaven touching your physical world. The angelic presence moves in ways humans rarely perceive. They don't always appear in forms we expect, yet their energy can shift entire atmospheres. Rooms feel lighter. Air seems more vibrant. Even the mundane objects in your home may radiate a sense of divine attention. Angels don't just hover, they prepare, protect, and transform spaces for the purposes God has set. Archangel Michael commands the heavenly legions. Enter this dwelling with light and purpose. Bring peace to every room, clarity to every mind, and restoration to every heart. Let nothing impede the fulfillment of what heaven has decreed. This visitation tonight is not just about protection, it is also about restoration. God has been observing your struggles, the moments when your patience wavered, the times when fear threatened to dominate your spirit. All of it has been accounted for. Every prayer you whispered in secret, every tear you shed alone, every plea of your heart has been catalogued in heaven. The visitation works on multiple levels. Restoration of peace. The first impact is often a profound sense of peace. It may not come as fireworks or visions, sometimes it is simply a stillness that settles in your soul. This peace is different from human comfort, it is divinely anchored. Even if circumstances remain the same, your spirit recognizes the presence of God and is calmed. Restoration of purpose. Tonight, you may feel clarity about your next steps. The confusion that once clouded your decisions begins to lift. You will sense the direction that aligns with your destiny. Archangel Michael ensures that the angels of guidance move beside you, helping you recognize the opportunities heaven has prepared. Restoration of protection. The protection is not just metaphorical, it is real and tangible, though invisible to human eyes. Angelic shields encircle your home, guarding against negative energies, fear, and spiritual interference. Anything that has attempted to disrupt your progress is being neutralized. During this visitation, God may choose to speak through subtle signs. These can appear in dreams, flashes of insight, or even through encounters with people who suddenly bring confirmation or clarity. You may feel an internal nudge to act, say something, or even pause in a moment you might normally rush through. That nudge is divine timing in action, heaven guiding you toward alignment with your purpose. Archangel Michael says, "You are about to witness the tangible presence of heaven. Be aware, be still, and be receptive. Do not let your doubts or distractions blind you to what is happening around you. Even the sounds in your home may seem different tonight. A creak in the floor, the flutter of wings in a dream, a sudden gust of wind with no open window, these are not anomalies. They are spiritual confirmations. Angels move where they are needed, often leaving signs that the human eye can barely comprehend, but the heart recognizes. The visitation is also a time of release. Many people carry burdens that weigh heavily on their spirit, past mistakes, regrets, unresolved conflicts, or fear of the future. The presence of Michael and the angelic host is designed to liberate you from these chains. As they move through your home, they sweep away the energy of the past that no longer serves you. Take a moment tonight to invite this release. Speak it aloud or silently in your heart. Lord, I release everything that is not of you. I open myself to your presence and your divine purpose. The act of opening your heart and declaring readiness is powerful. Angels respond to obedience and faith. Your willingness to receive amplifies the visitation. Michael often commands the angels to focus on the willing heart, as this is the portal through which heaven's power flows most effectively. Tonight's visitation may also bring healing, physical, emotional, or spiritual. This is not always dramatic, but the subtle influence is real. You may feel sudden lightness in your body, a clarity in your mind, or an emotional release that leaves you more centered. Even unresolved spiritual tension can be eased. Michael says, "I come to bring restoration to what has been broken, to heal what has been wounded, and to awaken what has been dormant in your spirit." You may also experience an increase in intuition or spiritual perception during and after the visitation. Michael and his angels often enhance human senses to allow better recognition of God's guidance. This is not just for the night, it is a long-term adjustment, giving you more awareness of divine intervention in your daily life. As part of this visitation, expect the unexpected. The forms and methods by which heaven works are infinite. You may see colors, light, or shapes that are unusual. You may hear music or voices in the spirit. You may feel inspiration suddenly ignite your heart to act on something you have been procrastinating. Every one of these moments is intentional. Archangel Michael assures, "Do not doubt what you cannot yet explain. Trust what you feel, for the Spirit does not lie." This visitation also serves to confirm God's promises in your life. Every delay, every unanswered prayer, every perceived disappointment has been temporary. Tonight, the angels begin the process of fulfilling what has been reserved for you. Opportunities that once seemed impossible may now appear more clearly. Divine connections, breakthrough moments, and solutions long awaited may start to manifest immediately or in the coming hours and days. To fully receive this visitation, you must participate. God's presence is near, but He requires your awareness and openness. Here are ways to prepare your spirit. Stillness. Stop all distractions and give yourself to the present. Silence your mind and invite the Spirit in. Prayer. Speak directly to God and Archangel Michael. Ask for protection, clarity, and the release of blessings. Faith, believe in the visitation. The act of believing opens channels that even angels cannot forcefully enter without consent. Gratitude, thank God for what has been done, what is being done, and what will come. Gratitude strengthens the connection between heaven and earth. During this visitation, the energy in your home shifts dramatically. Rooms that felt heavy may feel lighter. Relationships that felt tense may gain a subtle softness in communication. Opportunities that seemed stagnant may start to flow naturally. All of this is a result of angelic alignment with divine will. Archangel Michael emphasizes: tonight, you are under the direct watch of heaven. No plan of the enemy can succeed against you. No shadow can obscure the light that surrounds you. Everything that belongs to you in God's purpose will be activated in this hour. This night is sacred. It is not repeated without cause. God chooses specific moments to release visitation for maximum effect. Tonight, you are the focal point of divine intervention. Heaven's timing is perfect, and the angels are perfectly orchestrated to deliver exactly what you need. Finally, know this: the visitation does not end at 11:25 p.m. While the initial wave of angelic energy may pass, its effects continue to ripple through your life in the following days, weeks, and even months. Insights gained, clarity achieved, and spiritual empowerment received will guide you long after the night has ended. Tonight is a turning point. The visitation is both an act of protection and a call to action. You are now positioned to step into your divine assignment with confidence, peace, and power. Archangel Michael and his legions stand ready, and God Himself has decreed your breakthrough. Open your heart fully. Receive the visitation. Allow the angels to move, to restore, to protect, and to bless. This is not the end of your story. It is the night where heaven reaffirms that you are chosen, you are protected, and your destiny is unstoppable. Tonight is not only about visitation, it is about alignment, a realignment of your spirit, your home, and your destiny with the blueprint God designed for you. Archangel Michael stands as the commander of this alignment, coordinating angels who move invisibly yet with unmistakable purpose. Every breath you take, every beat of your heart, every thought you have during this night is observed and touched by heaven. Michael says, the alignment of heaven is not forced. It is orchestrated through your readiness. Your openness summons the currents of divine power. Tonight, the forces of light are converging to place you exactly where you need to be. The mechanics of divine alignment. Alignment is more than timing, it is a spiritual recalibration. For months or even years, unseen forces may have attempted to divert your course. The enemy's goal was confusion, delay, and derailment. But every time you persisted, every time you trusted, every time you prayed, you were preparing to enter tonight's alignment. Think of your life as a spiritual compass. Until now, it may have wavered, pulled by fear, doubt, or misdirection. Tonight, heaven's hand moves over the needle, pointing it toward your highest calling. This is why you may feel a shift in your energy, a sudden clarity in decisions, or a sense of weight lifting from your shoulders. These are not coincidental sensations, they are physical markers of spiritual recalibration. Michael explains. Every cell of your body resonates with the divine blueprint when you allow yourself to be receptive. Tonight, the vibration of heaven matches your soul's frequency, creating unstoppable momentum for your destiny. Divine activation. Once alignment occurs, activation follows. Activation is the moment when God moves potential into motion. Think of it as the spark lighting a fire that has been stored in your spirit since birth. The angels deliver this spark directly into the spaces where it is most needed: your mind, your heart, your home, and even the areas of your life that have remained stagnant. During this activation, you may notice sudden inspiration, ideas or solutions to problems you've struggled with may come clearly, almost effortlessly. Renewed energy, you may feel a surge of vitality, a readiness to act that you haven't experienced in months or years. Spiritual awareness, you might sense subtle guidance in real time, intuition amplified, discernment heightened, and the ability to recognize the right paths. Manifestation, opportunities long delayed may begin to appear, doors that seemed closed may swing open, and encounters with people or resources may occur precisely when needed. Michael emphasizes: activation is not random. It is the deliberate placement of blessings, wisdom, and power into your life. The enemy cannot intercept what heaven sends during this sacred hour. The role of faith in activation. While angels bring the alignment and the spark, faith is what allows the fire to ignite fully. Without belief, the energy may pass unnoticed. Without trust, the gifts of heaven may lie dormant. Your role tonight is to participate actively. Simple declarations can amplify the impact of this activation. I am aligned with heaven's will. I receive the blessings, guidance, and protection of Archangel Michael and the angelic host. I step into my divine purpose with courage, clarity, and confidence. Speaking or thinking these affirmations anchors the activation, creating a resonance that heaven can amplify. The angels respond to intention and obedience. Michael says, your acknowledgement of heaven's presence multiplies the power of the activation exponentially. Angelic presence and spiritual encounters. During this divine activation, the presence of angels may become noticeable in subtle or unmistakable ways. A faint warmth or pressure on your chest, neck, or shoulders. Gentle tingling along your spine or arms. A sense of motion, as though air is swirling around you though no fan or breeze exists. Soft whispers or impressions in your mind, words of encouragement, warnings, or guidance. Dreams filled with light, symbols, or messages carrying confirmation of your path. These manifestations are not random, they are signs of heaven in motion. Each angelic gesture has a purpose, to comfort, guide, or prepare you for the next step. Michael reminds you: do not doubt what you cannot see. Do not dismiss the feelings, visions, or insights you experience. They are the fingerprints of God on your life. Activation of destiny. The most profound aspect of tonight's visitation and alignment is destiny activation. Every plan, assignment, or calling God placed in your spirit is being energized. The energy may manifest immediately, or it may slowly unfold over days and weeks, but the initiation occurs tonight. Heaven begins to remove obstacles that previously blocked your path. Strengthen your intuition to recognize opportunities aligned with your purpose. Increase your spiritual authority so you can move with confidence in all situations. Restore relationships, resources, or circumstances that have been delayed. Michael declares: tonight, the gates of heaven open to your destiny. Walk boldly into what has been prepared for you. Nothing can stop what I guard, what God ordained, and what heaven aligns. Practical steps to receive full activation. While heaven does the work, human participation ensures maximum benefit. You can enhance this night by prayer and worship. Speak to God directly. Praise and worship elevate your spiritual frequency, making alignment and activation easier. Meditation. Sit in stillness, focus on your breath, and invite the angels to move in your home and life. Declaration of faith. Verbally affirm that you receive protection, guidance, and activation of your destiny. Receptive awareness. Stay alert to spiritual impressions, sudden ideas, or opportunities that arise. Gratitude. Give thanks for what has been revealed, what is being activated, and what will manifest. Gratitude accelerates the flow of divine energy. The work done by heaven tonight does not end when the clock strikes a new hour. Archangel Michael explains that divine activation creates a lasting shift. You will experience clearer intuition in decision-making. Spiritual protection will continue, even in challenging circumstances. Opportunities will arrive in perfect timing, not too early and not too late. Emotional and spiritual resilience will increase, making you unshakable in the face of opposition. Your sense of purpose and destiny will crystallize, revealing what God has been preparing you for all along. The activation establishes a foundation for future breakthroughs, blessings, and spiritual growth. Michael's final message for tonight. You are under the direct watch of God's angels. You are aligned with heaven. You are being activated to walk boldly into your divine purpose. No obstacle can hold you, no shadow can obscure you, and no plan of the enemy can succeed against what heaven has ordained. Be aware, be thankful, and step forward with confidence. Your life will now reflect what heaven has intended from the beginning. Tonight is not just a moment, it is a turning point, a night where heaven intersects with your reality in a powerful, tangible way. Your alignment, activation, and empowerment will ripple into every area of your life, from relationships to finances, from purpose to peace. As you experience this divine activation, know that Archangel Michael and the angelic host are walking with you, protecting you, and guiding you. All that God has promised, all that heaven has prepared, and all that your faith has summoned begins now. As the night deepens, and the echoes of heaven's presence resonate in your heart, Archangel Michael delivers the final message: everything in your life is being orchestrated by God. This is not random. This is not coincidence. Every step you have taken, every challenge you have faced, every delay you endured, all of it has been carefully arranged to bring you to this precise moment. Michael says, your life has never been a series of accidents. Every detail, every encounter, every obstacle and triumph has been arranged by the hand of God. What you are experiencing now is the fulfillment of the divine plan, and it will surpass your expectations. Understanding divine orchestration. Divine orchestration is the principle that heaven moves everything into alignment with your destiny. People, places, circumstances, even the timing of your own thoughts, are all woven into a tapestry beyond human comprehension. Sometimes the threads appear tangled, dark, or confusing, but in God's perfect vision, they create a pattern of beauty, purpose, and blessing. Think of it like a symphony: each instrument has its part, each note contributes to the whole, and even the rests, the pauses, are intentional. You may feel delays, obstacles, or challenges in your life, but they are not errors. They are rest periods within the symphony of your destiny. Michael emphasizes: do not fear what you cannot see. Do not question what seems unclear. Trust that every element, every detail, is under divine command. Activation of divine timing. One of the most powerful aspects of this night is the activation of divine timing. Opportunities, resources, and answers that were previously withheld will now appear at the exact moment you need them. Doors that once seemed closed will open effortlessly. People who once misunderstood you or blocked your path will return in alignment with God's plan. Michael says, timing is my Father's domain. He does not make mistakes. Your patience has been tested not to frustrate you, but to ensure that every blessing arrives fully formed and perfectly timed. This is why the events of tonight are crucial. Heaven is now accelerating the fulfillment of promises, establishing momentum in your favor, and positioning you for breakthroughs. The energies released during this divine orchestration will ripple through your life for weeks, months, and even years to come. The power of surrender. To fully receive this orchestration, you must surrender. Michael explains that control is human, but trust is divine. Trying to force outcomes or push against heaven's timing will only create friction. Surrender allows the alignment of your will with God's will, opening the door for miracles, clarity, and divine provision. Tonight, Michael encourages you to speak these words with conviction: Lord, I surrender my plans, my fears, and my doubts. I trust you fully. I accept your orchestration of my life and move forward in faith. Surrender does not mean passivity. It is an active, conscious choice to step into alignment, to participate in what God is doing without resistance. The manifestation of promises. As the angels activate these divine energies, you will notice signs of manifestation in your life. Some may be immediate, while others unfold gradually. Expect the following: clarity in decisions, choices that once seemed difficult will now feel simple. You will recognize which paths align with your destiny. Restoration of relationships, connections that were broken or delayed will begin to heal. People who were meant to support you will enter your life at the right time. Financial and career breakthroughs, resources, opportunities, and solutions will appear, sometimes in unexpected ways. Emotional and spiritual peace, the heaviness you once carried will lift. A new sense of purpose, joy, and confidence will fill your spirit. Michael reminds you. The manifestations are already in motion. Your recognition of them will amplify their effect. Stay aware, stay grateful, and receive all that heaven provides. A call to action. Divine orchestration is not passive, it calls you to walk in alignment with God's plan. Tonight, you are commissioned to take intentional steps toward your destiny. Act with confidence, move boldly in the areas where you feel guidance. The angels have paved the way. Speak with authority, declare your alignment with heaven, your readiness to receive, and your faith in God's timing. Observe carefully, watch for signs, synchronicities, and confirmations from God. They are proof that your life is being orchestrated. Share the light, part of your purpose is to inspire and support others. Your experience of divine orchestration can be a guiding light for those around you. Michael emphasizes. You are a vessel of heaven's plan. Your actions tonight and in the coming days create a ripple effect of blessing far beyond what you can see. Archangel Michael's final message for tonight is one of unwavering empowerment. You are chosen. You are protected. You are guided. Nothing that opposes your destiny can stand. The battle behind you is won. The visitation is complete. The activation is real. The orchestration of God is in motion. Step forward boldly, for your life is now aligned with heaven itself. Tonight marks a new chapter in your spiritual journey. The battles of the past have sharpened your discernment. The visitation has restored your peace. The activation has ignited your purpose. And divine orchestration ensures that your next steps will lead to fulfillment, joy, and miracles. Remember, as you move forward, keep your heart open to God's timing. Keep your faith active. Keep your gratitude abundant. And trust that Archangel Michael and the heavenly host will continue to guard, guide, and empower you every step of the way. For your YouTube viewers, this is the perfect moment to encourage interaction and community. Say, if this message touched your heart, remember to like, share, and subscribe to continue receiving angelic guidance and divine inspiration. Your support helps more souls hear the truth of heaven tonight. The night concludes with a lingering sense of peace, assurance, and empowerment. Every viewer who follows this guidance will feel the tangible presence of heaven in their life, ready to walk boldly into destiny fully protected and divinely aligned.